So welcome back here, 2014 PSP West Coast Open. And we are about to watch a big game between Baltimore Revo and Los Angeles Infamous here in the semifinals of the Challengers Division. So the winner of this game will advance up to the Champions Division, also move on to the final match that will go down this afternoon. And Infamous, for them, this is a must-win situation. They do not want to be stuck down in the Challengers Division for World Cup. So this game, equally as important as the game that we just saw, Houston Heat and San Diego Dynasty. And Baltimore Revo, what a great story for them. Undefeated in the prelims. They have won 4 games, looked really good, and this is only their second event in the Challengers Division. So as a professional team, just 2 events under their belts and already looking pretty good. So, but if you want to be a Titan, you got to defeat a Titan. And that is what they are looking down the field at right now in Los Angeles Infamous, as Los Angeles Infamous was victorious in the Champions Division at the very first event of the year. Since then, they have been struggling though. So, and then after that, we're going to have Chicago Aftershock taking on San Antonio X Factor in a similar situation. Another semifinal matchup in the Challengers Division, and those are both 2 high-powered big teams. And X Factor, the defending World Cup title holders, and they want to have a chance to defend their title come October. So I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. This game brought to you by PB Nation. And there's Baltimore Revo on your screen right now, about to throw down here under 10 seconds before the start of this first point.
And here we have the lineup. There's Corey Bornstein and Damian Ryan coming out to the Dorito side for LA Infamous. 3 bodies to the Snake side for Infamous. Revo gets out a little bit wider over here on the Snake side, getting to the Snake side temple. And over there on the little cake on the Dorito side. And Revo gonna have the first body drop out of that Snake side temple. So Infamous up 5-on-4 right now. Brad McCurley looking across the field to the Dorito side, trying to back up and get himself a shot. Revo, 4 bodies trying to lock off zones. Here comes Bobby Aviles bumping out to the Snake side. Brad McCurley as well coming across, getting in the Snake.
Yeah, nice job by Brad McCurley to slowly but surely make his way into the Snake, backed up by Bobby Aviles. They already took out one of the attackers for Baltimore Revo in Ingram. So nice job by Bobby to get that shot in on him. So now Infamous trying to contain Revo. 4 bodies left alive for them, stuck in the pocket here. They do have 1 body out towards the Snake side.
Drew Templeton getting shot for LA Infamous out of that Snake side can. So now the bodies are even, 4-on-4. Infamous still doubled up in that Dorito side tower. Bobby Aviles making the bump out here to the Snake side corner behind Brad McCurley, who's in the Snake. Brad McCurley up in the 50 Snake, playing straight ahead. Now gonna reload, look across the field, see if he can get shots. Revo finally making a bump out to Dorito 1. Does he make it out there alive? He does. He does not. Getting shot on the move. Got picked up, I believe, by Corey Bornstein. Brad McCurley wrapping around the outside of the 50 Snake. Revo now with 3 bodies, Dorito Tower, Snake side can, and one over here in the Snake side temple. Looking across the field. There you see Brad McCurley up in the 50 Snake. Revo player in that can, shooting straight ahead at Brad McCurley. There's Jonathan Hartman on your screen in the can with Henry Sense and Chris Lloyd still alive. Sense over here in the can. Hartman looking about, making a move on the inside. Corey Bornstein makes the bump out to the Dorito side, gets in the small cake. Damian Ryan switches and plays heads up. Look like Infamous about to go on the offensive. Here comes Damian Ryan up the middle into the Dorito side tower.
Yeah, and right now, definitely Infamous looking good here as they have a 2-body advantage.
There goes Sense getting shot for Revo, so just 2 bodies left alive. Damian Ryan now up into the A. Chris Lloyd getting shot, so just Hartman left alive for Revo.
Yeah, so Stentz walked off, and here comes the roommates, Brad McCurley and Damian Ryan, taking out the last player there for Baltimore Revo. So first strike here is going to go to Los Angeles Infamous, and he's going to do the dance. McCurley checks him out, and he's going to go hang that flag up. Score going to be 1-0 in favor of Los Angeles Infamous here in this race to 7 points.
And there's Damian Ryan. He is all clean. LA Infamous going 3-1 in the prelims to put themselves in position here to take on Revo. Like you said, Maddie, Revo, just their second event playing in the pro leagues. Stepping up in here to the Challengers division.
Yeah, but what a great job, man, to come in and win those 4 games.
Yeah, and put themselves in the top 4 out here, giving themselves an opportunity to make a run at the Champions division. So looks like we got Lauren Kelly down on the sideline. Lauren, what's happening?
Hey guys, I'm down here in Revo's pit with Keegan Ingram. Keegan, you guys have been playing clutch this weekend. You went undefeated in prelims. This is only your 2nd tournament in the Challenger division. Be real with me. Did you expect you guys to go this far this early on?
Man, we've been digging since day 1, and yes, we totally felt that we can come back and win this event for sure.
Infamous has been in the Challenger bracket with you those 2 tournaments. You've been there.
Yeah.
So how confident were you that you could come out here and you could beat this team who's been in the champion bracket many times?
Right, we've been watching them play every event, and we came in very confident. We knew we had to lock down the gut, trap Damien in there, and that's pretty much where we're going to go from there.
All right, well, right now Infamous is up 1 point, but we'll see if Revo can tie it up here. Thanks.
Like hearing that out of a young team coming up, man, you have to be confident in yourself. I mean, you have to understand what the situation that presents yourself is, but man, if you don't have confidence, you're doomed. So it's good to see Baltimore Revo and playing confident. They were able to put those 4 wins on the board and earn the right to play here against Los Angeles Infamous and have a chance to move up into the champions bracket. 16:54 on the clock, just getting going here in this matchup, but Los Angeles Infamous with a 1-point lead.
On the break, Zach Patient all the way to the snake, asking for a check. Looks like he gets shot. He's going to come off the field. Infamous also breaking out to the Dorito side. Revo keep all 5 bodies alive. They go to the cake on the Dorito side and the snake side. Temple double up that snake side can. So Infamous out wide first over here on the Dorito side, but going down 1 body. They got Drew Templeton and Damian Ryan over here on the snake side. Zach Wake and Corey Bornstein on the Dorito side. Revo coming up over the top of that cake, looking to try and get out. There's Damian Ryan right there, shooting straight ahead. That's Corey Bornstein working the Dorito side for LA Infamous. Revo double up that can, trying to keep Drew Templeton from coming out any farther on the snake side.
Yeah, Patrick Fong got that shot on Patient, which is going to stop the attack a little bit over here on the snake side, but Infamous making a move into D2. And now making a move into the snake. So even though they're down a body, Infamous still pushing forward here. They're trying to solidify their field position into snake 2. And then now Revo making their move into the snake as well. But Drew Templeton all the way to the 50-yard line. Looks like he gets himself 1. And that is going to be now Revo with just 3 bodies alive. They move on over to D1 though. Get a little bit better field position to slow down the attack for Infamous. Infamous 4 bodies alive for them. Corey Bornstein, Zach Wake, Drew Templeton, and Damian Ryan out on the field.
Oh, Drew Templeton getting shot out of that 50 snake. So just 3 bodies now as Revo takes the advantage back and is in the 50 snake. Damian Ryan makes a bump out to the snake side corner, and he gets picked off on that move. So just 2 bodies left alive now. Zach Wake over there in the Dorito. And it looks like he backs up and gets a shot on O'Mara. But Revo attacking down the Dorito side right now, still with 3 bodies to Infamous's 2. Coming down the middle of the field, that's Patrick Fong. Sitting in the back, snake 3, shooting across. There's the middle of the field for Revo right now. Wrapped around that second Dorito tower, trying to get a shot on. Zach Wake over there in the Dorito 2. Corey Bornstein takes one in the goggles. He comes walking off, and Zach Wake getting shot at the same time. So Revo, I talked about that interview, Maddie. You got to give it to Revo for their competitiveness and doing their homework against LA Infamous. You know, a lot of teams that come out here, you know, and play the division, they watch the teams that are in their division. You know, they want to know what's going on in their division. The players that want to get better watch the pros play, learn what the pros do, and you know, anticipate having to play those guys because that's where they want to be, knowing, you know, that Damian Ryan is a stellar player that likes to come up the middle, especially on a field like this. You know, game planning for guys like this. I mean, this is only their second event out here, and they've played some really good teams. You know, go 4-0 in the prelims, but I mean, just being prepared, being ready. You know, that just shows the commitment of a team that is on the rise.
Yeah, and because we haven't seen Revo much in the pro brackets, you got to, you know, on paper, you have to give this one to Infamous. I mean, they won the first event. Infamous is a legendary team with tons of players on that squad that have been in big games and big situations before. So right now, with 13 minutes and 37 seconds to go here, the score is now tied up at 1 apiece. But yeah, Todd, I really, absolutely, what you're saying is that if you want to one day be playing for, you know, the World Cup title, for instance, well, then you need to act as if. You need to go out there and do your homework and do the preparation, but then have the confidence in yourself that one day you're going to, knowing you're going to do the work, and then knowing that one day that's where I want to be. Well, what do I need to do to get there? Well, number one, they need to start beating really big teams here in big games, and that's what we're doing. Well, that's what they're going to try to do right now.
Yeah, well, step one is hard work, you know, but hard work, that just gets you in the door. That just gives you an opportunity. And we know that Revo works hard because we see them out there at their field on the East Coast practicing. You know, always, you know, you see them posting tons of pictures online, you know, about their practicing, playing good teams, doing tons of drills, and you know, they're the one that give themselves the opportunity to be here right now, taking on LA Infamous for a chance to get into the Champions Division for only their second event playing pro.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure I'm going to get an email from somebody from Revo saying, like, why are our bars farther on our game matchup? Well, prove it to us. Win a big game. You know, this is your second event. Yeah, you did great in the prelims, but Sunday is a completely different mental element. So, Baltimore Revo, again, like I said at the outset of this game, you want to be a Titan, you got to beat a Titan. So right now, we'll see if LA Infamous can go up another or go up by one, or is it going to be Baltimore Revo here, the underdogs in this matchup? So good breakout from both teams. Baltimore Revo, Kenny Frank, Chris Lloyd, Henry Stentz, Stephen O'Mara, and Mike Baker on the field for them. Good breakout for Revo as they have a body into D1. Infamous also has a body on the D side too, now making his move into D1, and Baltimore Revo scurrying over to help support. So good cross-field spread right now from Revo. Oh, they lose a body, and that's Mike Baker who drops early at that little bunker. That's a tough spot to live in with 5 bodies alive.
And Bobby Aviles right there in the wing on the Snake side, protecting Brad McCurley. Brad McCurley on into the Snake now, in the back of Snake 3. So Infamous getting some good field position, having all their bodies alive. Revo with 4, but looking to make a move into the Snake. Oh, goes just as Bobby Aviles turns to the inside. Damian Ryan unable to pick him up, but Brad McCurley, he's going to crawl into the 50. So Brad McCurley going to have some company in there. But Zach Wake out wide on the Dorito side for Infamous. Oh, and Revo going to get a minor penalty on their Dorito player. Going to get their whole Dorito side pulled, so just 2 bodies left alive now for Revo against the 5 of Infamous. Brad McCurley going to stand up and look to make a move on the inside. Coming on the inside of that Snake.
Yeah,
looking to wrap around. Can he get a shot in?
Ooh, Brad McCurley puts him in. Look at this battle on the Snake right now going down. Really close battle in the Snake right now. Brad McCurley is trying to get O'Mara, and there comes Brad McCurley, tries to run O'Mara down. That might be a penalty. No, it looks like O'Mara's clean, but then O'Mara gets taken out by Bobby Aviles, and here comes Bobby pushing forward. He now owns the 50-yard line, backed up by Damian Ryan. 4 bodies alive against just Henry Stentz. So Stentz in the back corner bunker, and it's not looking good for him right now, as Bornstein, Aviles, Ryan, and Wake will slowly but surely make their way up the field and start to make his life real tough in that back bunker. But also got to think about that penalty about to come out. Does he make it out alive? Nope. Bobby Aviles is able to get that shot on him. So now then finally Stentz gets taken out. So Stentz will try to do the best he could, but not able to, they weren't able to get that body out alive. So good control by Los Angeles Infamous in that matchup here.
Yeah, so LA Infamous going to go up 2-1. And a couple slow, methodical points out here.
Yeah.
Playing smart, obtaining field position, getting good kills, executing, communication.
Yeah, and right there, and when you have a young, upstart, confident team like Baltimore Revo in front of you and you're Los Angeles Infamous, it's like having your little brother when he finally gets to be, bigger and wants to take you on. You have to put a solid beating on him to put him in line. So that's what they're going to try to do. And then on the flip side, Revo is going to have to exert a little bit more control out there. Still, though, it's a close game. 2-1's the score. We got a lot of game left to play in 10 minutes and 50 seconds left here in this matchup. And this is the semifinals in the Challengers Division. So what's at stake is a berth in the Champions Division for World Cup come October 8th.
Yeah, and that was pretty even spread out there. If it hadn't been for that penalty that Revo got, they were definitely in that last point over there. They've been in every point here so far. So, I mean, good matchup here in this semifinal of the Challengers Division, for both these teams trying to get up and earn that spot for World Cup.
Yeah, so make sure to take a picture of your webcast party or your group of watching the games here. And thank you for supporting us, trying to do all we can to take paintball to another level, but we need your help. So hashtag PBA Live and, spread the paintball gospel, man. I always talk about that because, we need to, once you wake people up to how awesome this sport is, then other people can get passionate about it too. So right now, beautiful morning here out in Riverside, California for the 4th stop on the PSP Tour. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. And right now, Baltimore Revo going to try to get back in this matchup here. Both teams back at full strength. 5 for both teams here in this race to 7 points. 10 minutes and 50 seconds again here to play in this game.
And looks like LA Infamous sends Drew Templeton all the way up the middle of the field. O'Mara getting shot on the break. Drew Templeton gonna pick one off, come onto Revo's side of the field. And Brad McCurley coming up to the other side of the A. Infamous going hard through the middle right now. Brad McCurley getting shot.
Oh, huge move though. Baltimore Revo able to come and take out both McCurley and Templeton. And let's see if they can do anything with that. Infamous now trying to get position again. They had put the bulk of their forces up in the center. So it's 3 bodies on 2. Mike Baker and Kenny Frank alive for Baltimore Revo. And Bobby Aviles, Corey Bornstein, and Damian Ryan on the field. And it looks like just 1 left alive now for Baltimore Revo. Back corner bunker on the D side of the field. And Bobby Aviles is trying to increase his angle by pushing up on the snake side. And then here comes Damian Ryan going to cut towards the center. There's the last player left alive, trying to wheel and deal and pull off this 1-on-3. Not able to do it. So Los Angeles Infamous is going to go up another point here, and the score will be 3-1. Again, this game brought to you by PB Nation. You got a big buy, sell, trade section. Join the conversation. Go to PB Nation, the big ally for the sport of paintball. 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go here.
You can literally talk about anything on PB Nation.
Yeah.
All paintball players, a big, huge paintball forum, but you can get on there, you can talk about anything. You want to buy stuff, you want to talk about all the different tournaments, you want to talk about the different scenarios across the world, information on everything, all the league news, everything about all the manufacturers in our industry and all the new product releases they have, pbnation.com.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome Chris Asoy back up to the booth. Man, crazy games this morning, Chris.
I know, I saw Greg Sewers on the way up here, and I'm like, how you doing? He's like, well, I made eye contact. That says something, I guess. But if Greg Sewers doesn't win, he really doesn't like to talk to anybody.
Well, yeah, Heat taking down Dynasty, so, they should at least be happy. Obviously frustrated they're even in that position. Not exactly the performance Houston Heat wanted to come out to this event, but, in a drastic turn of events for San Diego Dynasty, going 0-5, losing every game here, and they're going to have to be playing down in the Challengers Division for World Cup.
I have no idea what you can say to that. It just shows the level of competition at this tournament series.
Yeah, it's tough out here, man. It's very difficult. If you have a bad day, regardless of who's on your team. I mean, again, Dynasty the most successful team ever, but it's all about application of your skill and performing at that particular event. And Dynasty's in a bit of a slump now because going back to the second day of competition in the prelims, they haven't won a game since Friday in Chicago. Looks like a timeout has been called, so we got a little bit of time here to talk about the game coming up after this too. Aftershock playing X Factor in the semifinals, so that's another do or die game right there. It's the semifinals, so not only are you having a chance to come and win the Challengers bracket by winning that game, but the winner of that game will assure themselves a berth in the Champions Division for World Cup. After that, we have the semifinal matchups in the Champions Division, and those are two interesting games. It's Edmonton Impact versus Tampa Bay Damage. Both those teams look really good in their brackets, and Impact won the last event. They won every event in Europe. Damage won this event last year, and then after that, it's the battle for Mother Russia, Art Chaos in a grudge match against Moscow Red Legion. So that would be a huge, if Moscow Red Legion could somehow pull that victory off, that would be huge, because the players that are going to confront Moscow Red Legion, the guys from Art Chaos, those are the players that put the Red Legion franchise on the map, and now trying to put Art Chaos on the map here in the PSP. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm here with Zach Wake and Infamous's Pit. Now you guys are going up against Revo to see who's going to bump up to that champion bracket for World Cup. You've been in this situation before. So coming into this tournament, this same match you played at the last event, how were you feeling and what did you guys talk about to make sure you had a better outcome?
We just really talked about not overlooking these guys. They're a new team in the league. They're really good. They play a very controlled, methodical style of paintball, and we just said, as long as we get to our bunkers and try to play them 5-on-5 and stay out of the box, we feel that we're the better team, and we've got those veteran tricks that we know that they may not, but just play calm, composed, and don't overlook them because they're a damn good team.
All right, well, Infamous is up right now 3-1. We'll see if they can keep this lead and get that win to bump back up to the champion bracket. Back to you guys.
So right now here, 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go. No penalties on the board. 3-1 is the score. And this is a big point here for Baltimore Revo. They need to win this one here to keep themselves in this matchup. You don't want to let Infamous go up 3 points.
No, I mean, last time we saw this, Infamous went up 4-0 on Art Chaos in Chicago, and then Art Chaos came back to win that matchup. So no game is over until it's over. Infamous needs to come out here, get another point, and increase their lead. Revo got to fight hard to get back in this game right now. Brad McCurley able to get out here on the snake side. Drew Templeton again launching up the middle. Looks like he wants to go get some redemption for that last point when he got bunkered in the back. Coming across to Revo's side of the field. Up there getting some kills. Here comes Drew Templeton. Gonna get one. Comes through, so Drew comes off as well as Kenny Frank. So 4-on-4. Nope, there goes number 22 off the Dorito side, Mike Baker, but Corey Bornstein gets shot as well. They may have traded out in a gunfight. 3 bodies on 3 bodies. Brad McCurley launching to the snake. He gets in there alive. Coming behind him for support, Bobby Aviles out here to the snake side. Damian Ryan over there on the Dorito side for Infamous.
Yes. So Infamous right now having to reposition over on the Dorito side of the field. Bobby Aviles, Brad McCurley, Damian Ryan, the only player on that D side of the field right now. Better field position for them with Brad McCurley wrapping around. Looks like Brad McCurley getting it done here, clocking in at the 50-yard line. Snake, dodges one though.
That was so close.
So close. So Brad McCurley able to dodge a ball and also get a kill. Trying to help his team put another point on the board. He's going to try to bully some people around here, but Damian Ryan gets shot, so now Baltimore Revo able to even up the body count, but better field position right now for Infamous. They've spread the field out.
And look at Bobby Aviles. I love how his range, he goes from one side of the field to the other, and he just makes these unconventional moves to fill gaps when Damian Ryan got shot. But Bobby Aviles taking one now, Maddie.
And now Revo is up, 2 bodies on 1, just Brad McCurley in the snake. Revo picking up bodies, running down that Dorito side.
And it's Chris Lloyd. Chris Lloyd has shot 3 guys on Infamous to leave just Brad McCurley out here. So Brad McCurley's going to have to try to win a 2-on-1. Let's see if he's able to do it here. 7 minutes and 41 seconds left to play.
And on your screen right now, look at Revo. Here comes Chris Lloyd. Going to look for a 4-pack now, Maddie.
Yeah, Chris Lloyd just eating people alive over there, just chalking bodies up on that D
Brad
side.
McCurley.
So Brad McCurley loses his final gunfight there to Omara
Yeah,
So
but O'Mara stealing that four-pack from Chris Lloyd.
Well, yeah, it was that 2-pack for O'Mara, 3-pack for Chris Lloyd. But wow, that's stepping up right there. We had just talked about how, in order for Baltimore Revo to stay in this match, they cannot let Infamous go up another point. So now instead of 3-point spread, we have a 1-point game here, as the score will be 3-2 as long as that hang is clean. The referee checking out Lloyd, and the hang's clean. You see that thumbs up sign from the ref. So now with just about 7 minutes to play here, Baltimore Revo only 1 point away from tying this game up. And this is what you have to double down on the intensity right now for both these teams, because if you're Infamous, you still have a lead. You don't want to pump the brakes at all. And because, again, the winner of this team is going to move on into the Champs Division, and the loser, and to the final as well. And the loser is going to stay in the Challengers Division. So remember to sign your team up. Go to pspevents.com for the World Cup. Going to be over 300 teams there from all around the world. And we're going to be right back here with more of this Revo and Infamous matchup. Stick around.
The JT ProFlex LE is built on a timeless design and hands down the most comfortable goggle system in the world. With a removable visor, unrivaled soft ears for added comfort, thermal lens with 270-degree field of vision, one of the most upgradable modular mask systems available, and as an extra bonus, an additional smoke spectra thermal lens is included. The JT ProFlex LE goggle system, available at jtpaintball.com.
Get out, sucker! Bye, sucker! Night-night!
All right, so we're back here looking in the pits right now for Los Angeles Infamous. There's Cali Rudolph getting his boys, and looks like, Infamous running pretty much the same line back to back to back. Corey Bornstein, Damian Ryan, Zach Wake, and Drew Templeton. Been a couple other guys that have got some spins, but they're mostly riding those guys to try to get themselves back into the Champions Division here. They are up by 1 over Baltimore Revo, but Baltimore Revo, man, what an amazing job by Chris Lloyd and O'Mara in that last one. Chris Lloyd, 3 confirmed kills and just eating up an aggressive Infamous as they were trying to push up the field, but a little too sloppy, and Lloyd made him pay. So on the field right now for Baltimore Revo, Lloyd, O'Mara, Baker, Stentz, and Frank. O'Mara, the kill count leader for them with 4.
And what a great story. These guys are playing really, really well right now. They stepped up to the plate when Texas Storm, unfortunately had to dip out. Stepping up to the plate. Revo coming out of the box and just playing really, really good paintball right now against one of the better teams in the world, LA Infamous.
Yeah, for only their second event here in the lower level pro division, the Challengers Division, they able to make it to the semifinals, but they have to beat a really tough team. Oh, it looks like Drew Templeton coming off early here for Los Angeles Infamous, and it looks like a body is going to come off tomorrow for Revo. So, and it looks like Stentz gets shot as well too. So still 3 bodies left alive for Revo, and they do have a body up in the center, and that is Kenny Frank, who's up in the center trying to shut down the D side. But no, Drew Templeton did get shot. Infamous still with the 1 body advantage right now.
And there's Infamous on your screen right now, trying to get outside to this snake side of the field, but looking content. 6 minutes left in this game as Brad McCurley on the bottom side of your screen. 4 players on 3 advantage Infamous.
Revo over there in that Dorito side cake, trying to get out wide. Corey Bornstein locking off that lane. Infamous also has Brad McCurley in that wing, looking across the field towards the Dorito side. Kenny Frank up there trying to get a shot on Zach Wake. Zach Wake standing up tall. Oh, there goes another body for Revo. Chris Lloyd getting shot. And here comes Corey Bornstein looking to go get Kenny Frank. Will we see some more heroics from Revo? Nope, they lose another body going out to the Dorito side. Just Kenny Frank left alive up in the middle. Things could get really ugly for Kenny Frank right here, as here comes Brad McCurley through the middle of the field, and he and Corey Bornstein are able to pinch out Kenny Frank. So just as Revo gets back in this game, LA Infamous puts another point on the board to keep that lead, give themselves a little bit more comfortable spread, but still a lot of time on this clock here. Revo did a good job of creating a body advantage.
Yeah, they just weren't able to capitalize, and they did lose some gunfights. Really, honestly, not really. Well, lost a gunfight or two, but it was kind of the movement and the field position eventually for LA Infamous that turned the tide there. So 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Definitely enough time to score 2 points here for Baltimore Revo, tied up.
Yeah, getting some messages over here from the Revo fans out on the East Coast. Paintball Adventure Park is where they practice. Shout out to them out there watching us at home. Thanks for tuning in. They're really happy to see their team here on the webcast, making it to the top 4.
A win or lose here, everyone that's involved with the Baltimore Revo group, their fans and everyone on the team needs to hang their heads high because they were undefeated in the prelims and it's able to make it to this stage and looking as good as they look in their early on in their professional careers here is pretty outstanding. So, future is definitely bright for those guys regardless of what happens in this matchup.
Yeah, we know all the Infamous parents are at home out in the Midwest as well, tuning in here. Big fan base every time we go out to Chicago. All the Infamous families come out and support. Always great to see them. Except for Damian Ryan's mom. She always gives me a hard time. I love her.
She's pretty gangster,
She's
man.
the best.
She is. She's no holds barred. She definitely lets you know what's on her mind.
Yeah.
So we got about less than 10 seconds here before the start
Damian gets it from.
of this next point, and Infamous is on your right, Revo on your left. 5 strong for both teams, no penalties here. And on the breakout, Infamous, a little bit of aggressive breakout up the center, and they drop a body for Revo. One body coming off for them early.
Patrick Fong getting shot, shooting towards the snake side for Revo. So they have 3 bodies, but they do get into that Dorito 1. Infamous as well up in the Dorito 2 now. Zach Wake coming across into the tower in the middle. On the Dorito side, Damian Ryan bumping out to the Dorito side as well. Drew Templeton over there in the Dorito 2. But Bobby Aviles and Brad McCurley alive on the snake side. There goes Drew Templeton up into the 50 Dorito. He's going to try and get some shots across the field to the snake side of Revo. Under the 5-minute mark here. LA Infamous trying to get another point.
Yeah, and you can see Infamous on your screen. They do have a 2-point lead, so when they make moves, they're going to try to make sure that those are safe moves, as they don't want to make any mistakes here, but they do want to create an advantage for themselves. And somebody wins a gunfight here as 16. Drew Templeton gets a shot in on him. So now just 3 bodies left alive for Revo and 5 bodies left alive for Infamous, and Infamous is most likely just going to hunker down. They don't really need to do much here. I mean, if the move's there, they're going to take it, but no need to force anything for Infamous right now as they are up by 2. Uh-oh, look at a major penalty.
I was just going to say something, Matty. I was like, I think he just got shot.
Well, it's Zach Wake, who has been notorious over the past years for penalties, but really has been working really hard to try to stop that and try to change his reputation, which, at the beginning of the year, he definitely did. Kind of a reformed man. He was the MVP from the finals in Dallas, but drawing a major penalty right now, which puts Damian Ryan in the box, and now Infamous, they're on their heels.
Well, Bobby Aviles is out there just chilling. And never mind. Brad McCurley, only one left alive right now, Todd. 2-on-1.
And Revo wasting no time as number 31 Kenny Frank with a little jump there to bunker out Brad McCurley. And now they're going to pull back within one here with 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So Infamous squandering a high body situation to give one to Revo here, but Revo able to make the most of that Zach Wake penalty. So with 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go, Revo still in this game.
Yeah, and now LA Infamous is going to be starting with 4 bodies. And Revo, 3:13 left to go. They just got to get 1 point to tie this up. And 3:13, plenty of time. There's still going to be 1:22 on the major. So LA Infamous, tough break right there. They had the field position, and getting that major, just really cost them.
Wow, shout out to our troops. Dustin, Dio, MD, spending their last day before Afghan watching the Riverside Open. Thank you guys very much for your service. Yeah, so keep sending us your pictures. We wish you guys your best on your journey. 13 to go here. Let's check out this replay. Look at that, jumps over there, puts it on the top of Brad McCurley's head to take down the last player left alive for, wow, he shot him. Look at this from the other angle. Oof.
That's a lens changer.
Yeah,
that's a lens changer.
Yeah,
right
that's a good point. Yeah, so we see it from the eye in the sky here. Brad McCurley, no idea it's coming. He actually got shot from the other side, and then bam. Anytime you get shot on the top, of your goggles like that, you're gonna have to get either change your lens or get a new pair, because it's gonna take you longer than 2 minutes to clean the inside of your lenses a lot of times.
It's still safe, very, very safe though. Goggles, I mean, these days are, they look cool, they're safe, but regardless, getting shot in the forehead is never fun.
Yeah, Brad McCurley caught it from both angles too there. So, but Brad McCurley's been one of the guys doing work out here for Infamous to even get him this lead. 5 confirmed kills for Brad McCurley, 7 for Corey Bornstein. He's the confirmed kill count leader for both teams. So now here we go. Can Baltimore Revo tie this game up? Maybe we'll see another overtime point. Oh, they lose a body off the break, and it looks like they might be losing another one too. The referee running in, checking out their player on the D side of the field. 4 bodies left alive for him currently. Their body's clean over there. So now you're looking at the back line right now for Infamous. 4 bodies alive for them. Zach Wake still in the box. 58 seconds left on that penalty.
They lose Drew Templeton over there on the Dorito side, so just 3 bodies now. Under a minute on the major. Revo looking to get out wide on the Dorito side, fighting through Damian Ryan and Brad McCurley's gun. Corey Bornstein locking off the Snake side. Infamous already shooting 1 body off the Snake side. Are they going to be able to hold off the attack of Revo and get Wake out of the box? It'll be just under 2 minutes. Once Wake gets out, Revo again just needs 1 point to tie. Can they do it? And Corey Bornstein, the Snake side lock, gets shot. He's coming off the field. Revo now with an opportunity.
Yeah, huge.
4 bodies on 2 bodies. Can they get in position to shoot Wake coming out of the box in 10 seconds? Damian Ryan filling out from the Snake side to the Dorito side temple. Brad McCurley coming across into the Snake. Here comes Wake making it out of the box alive. 1:48 left to go. Infamous now with 3 bodies, but Zach Wake gets shot out of the Snake side temple.
Looks like Revo loses a body too, so it's 2 on 3 right now. Just Damian Ryan and Brad McCurley left alive for Los Angeles Infamous to try to keep that lead on the board for them. Just 1 minute and 30 left to go. Damian Ryan not in a really good spot back there though. You can see Brad McCurley on your screen right there, looking towards that D side of the field. Damian Ryan's looking towards the Snake side. Only 1 body for Revo over here on the Snake side of the
and
field.
Damian Ryan just got shot in the top of the loader, and he is going to draw a minor penalty with 1 body left. Brad McCurley, Revo, there's 1 minute and 10 seconds left. They're going to go run the flag in. You're going to have to hang that flag. It's just a minor penalty. It's not a major. So under a minute.
Wow. So
and Revo evens it up.
Todd, Chris, we could see another overtime point. We saw that super dramatic Houston Heat and San Diego Dynasty overtime point where Heat took the victory to keep their spot in the Champions Division. And right now in the semifinals here in the Challengers Division, upstart Baltimore Revo now tying up against Los Angeles Infamous. So with under a minute to play here, unless we see some bodies die early, I think we could see another overtime point.
I think Infamous is going to go for it here. I wouldn't put it past them to go charging and try and score this in under a minute. Revo, we've seen them attack the middle a little bit, but not superly over-aggressive game plans. You know, they know that Infamous are really good gun battlers out there, don't want to give them any free bodies, and you know, it's been working for them here, you know, now that they're tied up. You know, just playing smart paintball. Infamous, what they've done well is shot the first temple out here on the snake side pretty consistently with Brad McCurley and Bobby Avila's Drew Templeton, you know, gunning up over here on the snake side. So going to be interesting what these guys do here with 56 seconds left to go, but we'll find out right after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, we gotta play smart, all right? Hey, no, it was a minor. It's off. Hey, 5 up. Hey.
An explosion of paintball videos, then stay tuned to paintballaccess.com because the CXBL is back for their 10th anniversary season. Catch all the best pro talent north of the border as teams battle it out in full X-Ball matches. Paintballaccess.com, on the field, in the pits, behind the scenes.
And we are back. So will we see an overtime point, or will one of these teams prevail? That minor penalty comes off the board from Damian Ryan, so now Infamous is back at full strength. So is Baltimore Revo. Off the break. Heavy guns for Infamous, and they move Drew Templeton up in the center. Time starting to tick off. 40 seconds left to go here. 5 bodies alive for Revo still.
36 seconds.
And I think with
no bodies come off the field early.
Which, Todd, what does that normally mean? Longer point, which means we're probably going to see an overtime point.
Ooh, there goes Bobby Avilas. First body to drop, under 25 seconds now. Both these teams look like they're playing for overtime. Don't want to get any penalties here for either team. Oh, and Revo making the move through the middle. Getting Drew Templeton. Corey Bornstein dies. And 8 seconds left. Just Damian Ryan. Revo on the move. But they don't know Damian Ryan's still alive. 2 seconds is not going to be enough, but Damian Ryan is going to get a major penalty.
Oh, no.
And if there was nobody left to pull, if they called a penalty on Damian Ryan, then Revo will get the point.
Wow. What a crazy last seconds there for that point.
There was nobody left to pull. If they call that major on Damian Ryan, then that will be it. Revo will get the win. Very interesting to see what is going to happen here. All the Revo players came running. Damian Ryan was wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, and right now the referees are talking over through that move right there to figure out what sort of penalty that will be assessed. And we did see a flag go up, so no bodies left alive. So are we going to be heading to an overtime, or will there be a major, which will give Revo the point, which will mean that Baltimore Revo will be advancing to the Champions Division? We're still waiting to hear what happened, but I mean, I thought for a second that no one was left alive when but what an amazing move. Who was that?
Damian shot the player that came through the middle with the flag, and then he wrapped around the outside of that tall temple, and there was Revo players coming from both sides. Revo still had 3 bodies charging for that flag. If they like, once all the Infamous bodies died, they took off running, grabbed the flag, and Damian was able to pick one off, but he was getting gunfire from both sides of the field.
But Todd, you know what it comes down to though is too many bodies dying out of gunfights right there for Los Angeles Infamous. You know, I mean, you had a situation when Bobby Avilas got shot. There was about 24 seconds left. So all they had to do was just stay alive in their bunkers for 24 seconds. But there was an amazing move. I think it was Mike Baker. Mike Baker had that ridiculous move up on the up the D side of the field, and that really was what blew it open. So a lane was dropped there from Los Angeles Infamous.
Yeah. They're going to give that major to Damian Ryan.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So the points on the board right now, 5-4 for Baltimore Revo. Let's listen in down on the sidelines.
So Baltimore Revo advancing to the final here and taking down the underdogs, take the victory. And they are celebrating as well they should. Yeah, Baltimore Revo able to make it all the way to the finals. Let's listen in. Well, we had saw that interview early on with one of the players from Baltimore Revo, and they said, you know what, we're confident, we've scouted Infamous, we know what they have to offer, and they come out and put up a dramatic come-from-behind victory here to move on to the finals. So we thought for a second we were gonna see an overtime point, but no, that is not what the paintball gods have decided. And also Baltimore Revo, really, and honestly, you gotta get your hats off. I believe that was Mike Baker who made that move up onto the D side of the field, and that was the difference. So, you know, Infamous just losing too many gunfights in that important point. I mean, maybe they just didn't have that composure that they needed to get through because they lost some gunfights, and that's what opened up that lane over there on the D side of the field. And man, it looked like Mike Baker was able to take full advantage of that.
I'm speechless right now. I mean, hats off to Revo. Great play. I mean, they came hard charging down this field. Great move down that drill side of the field.
Well, and the thing is, you know, we were talking at the start of the game, if you want to be a Titan, you have to beat a Titan. And you have to prove it out here, and you have to prove it in a big game. So, yes, absolutely. You want to talk about, you know, leveling up? Well, yeah, Baltimore Revo just leveled up their game right there. And we'll see what they have. They're going to be playing the winner of Shock and X Factor, the next game coming at you for the Challengers Division semifinal matchup. And there's the last play. So he gets shot by Damian Ryan. Damian Ryan's off screen right now. Here comes another Revo player coming through. He's holding that flag, but when you get shot, you have to hold the flag. And here comes that D-side move. Look at this, beautiful. Shoots Templeton, still alive. Comes all the way through, still unabated. No one's put paint on him. And there's Damian Ryan finally able to come around. So Damian Ryan shoots him right there. So not sure exactly when Damian Ryan got shot, but
it looks like he shot Damian because he was pretty confident running down the field like that and just got blown to pieces.
Yeah, and there you see Damian pushing forward there. Can't really tell from this angle. You see the referee comes over. Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here with Mike Baker of Revo. Holy crap, congratulations. You guys just won that. That was insane. You guys were definitely the underdog coming into this. It was your second tournament as a pro. Realistically, did you think you guys would be bumping up to the champions bracket for World Cup? That's crazy.
I think after our first event where we knew we could hold our own, we got 5th at the first one. And then after that, we've just been slowly moving up. We got a good draw in our 4 teams and just went from there. We beat X Factor first day, close match. And after that, we've just been steady rolling. And then we had a lot of fire under our belts after what Infamous, but yeah, that's what it took.
So when you were getting ready for this one, did having Gino Benedicto coaching you help, or what have you learned being in the challenger bracket that got you to this level so quickly?
I learned that it's a lot harder to shoot people in and move. It's pretty much hit them or get hit. So you just got to play smart, live by your gun, which is what we've been doing since D4, and it's been working so far. So we look forward to the champions.
Yeah, this is a great story, guys. Like you said, they started in D4. They have worked all the way up to the champion bracket for World Cup, the biggest tournament of the year. That is insane. Congratulations. Next up, we have X Factor versus Aftershock. We'll see who will be playing Revo for 1st and 2nd place and playing on the champion field at World Cup. Stay tuned.
So as we're seeing some of the highlights from that matchup, yeah, man, wow, what a crazy event that this has been. We had talked about how potentially it could be pretty insane out here, and it's been nothing but that. Dynasty and Infamous will both not be playing in the Champions Division for World Cup. Houston 187, Houston Heat, and Baltimore Revo assuring themselves a spot in the high-level Champions Professional Division. And what an amazing success story for Baltimore Revo. But we're not done yet. We still have 9 more games coming at you today, and some very, very big ones. This next one is huge. The defending world champs, X Factor, they're stuck in the Challenger Division, and they have to defeat Chicago Aftershock in this next game. So Shock's fighting for their lives, X Factor's fighting for their lives. The winner of this game moves up. The loser stays down. It's going to be crazy. So stick with us here at the 2014 PSP West Coast Open. We'll see you in just a few moments.